The UEFA Champions League knockout phase playoff draw have just been confirmed by the European football governing body UEFA, and it's more like it has been scripted, or let's say it looks like it has been scripted. Once again, Jose Mourinho's Benfica will take on Real Madrid. Remember, 2 days ago, Benfica defeated Real Madrid 4-2 to advance into the playoffs of the UEFA Champions League. Welcome to another edition of Sports Hangout, where we give you the latest coming from the world of sports. On this show, today we'll be talking about the playoff draw of the UEFA Champions League. Interesting fixtures. Remember that the first to the 8th place team have qualified automatically into the round of 16. The 9th to the 24th place team will slug it out to determine who will face, who will join the already qualified team into the round of 16. So it promises to be interesting later in the UEFA Champions League. Let me run through the fixtures right now. All French affair between Monaco and PSG, the champions of the UEFA Champions League. Galatasaray will take on Juventus. Benfica, again, taking on Real Madrid. Borussia Dortmund up against Atalanta. Karabag will play against Newcastle United. Club Brugge will take on Atletico Madrid. Bodo Glimt, one of the surprise package of the Champions League this season, up against Inter Milan. And of course, Olympiacos will take on Bayer Leverkusen. JJ, let's start with the biggest star of this round. I mean, Benfica taking on Real Madrid. Because on Wednesday, Benfica did the impossible, beating Real Madrid by 4-2, and their goalkeeper scoring arguably the most important goals that they scored on that day. The last kick of the game. And then again, they are taking on Real Madrid. Do you think they will be second time lucky? Now, this is what I believe. I mean, if you are lucky to beat Real Madrid for the first time, you might not be lucky to beat them again.
Well,
but this over 2 legs, remember?
Of course. The best thing, always win. And to have beaten Real Madrid 4-2, I think that's not luck. That they outplayed Real Madrid.
But that's just one-off. That's just one-off.
It wasn't a one-off. You know, ideally, head-to-head, the statistics favor SL Benfica. In fact, they are a bigger team for Real Madrid. They've met 4 times, and they've beaten Real Madrid 3 good times, while Madrid has only managed to win once. And that once was a 2-1 win. And here, SL Benfica, they've beaten Madrid 5-1, 5-3, and 4-2. So the goal margin, by those goal margins, you understand that they are a real boogie team for Real Madrid. And if Madrid are not careful, just like last season, they will drop off in this round.
But over 2 legs, I mean, over 2 legs. It's not a cup final, like just one game. Even if Benfica beats Real Madrid in the first leg, there's still a second leg at the Santiago Bernabeu. So that makes it difficult for Benfica. It
makes it difficult for Real Madrid more this season. The Real Madrid of this season are not really a team that can spark fear in the mind of
they have changed their manager.
Yes, even with the change in manager, it's not improved. Their performances have not improved. They lost to Albacete, a team from the 3rd division in Spain.
Spanish Copa del Rey.
Yes, they lost to Elsa Benfica. They're not doing very well in the league either. So their performances have not been great this season. In fact, when you watch them play this season, you rarely see them as a team. You wonder what style
they've lost that fear factor.
They've lost the fear factor, but then they will still be like a wounded snake for SL Benfica. There's this match has a context here now. They've beaten SL Benfica beat them to deny them the opportunity of qualifying automatically. And then SL Benfica had the chance to even be in the playoffs in the first place for beating Real Madrid. And will they be second time, third time? Because lucky, that's got to be over 2 legs now.
So Benfica, who do you think will progress?
Yeah, Madrid, they won 5 times. Credit to them too. They won 5 times in the league stage, and then Benfica won just 3 times. And over the games, I think Madrid have managed to score 19 goals, whereas Benfica has only managed 6.
But sometimes, I mean, record history does not matter. That's the way of winding you.
When you have games against him like that, I think over the 2 legs, I'm rooting for Mourinho. Mourinho still has.
But over 2 legs against Real Madrid,
he has the experience. He has the experience now.
But Madrid, they have the quality.
Albeola. Madrid have the quality, but they are lacking cohesion. There's a form of cohesion that a team must have to win games. They're lacking. In fact, it's just like they've been barely scrapping off wins recently. So if they can improve, definitely they will beat SMFK. If not,
Okay. Monaco up against PSG. Now, this has all the trappings of what happened last season. Benfica played against, I think, Brest in the round of, in the
PSG.
playoffs. PSG played against Brest in the
Brest.
playoffs, and of course, from there, they started winning games and they won the Champions League. Again, this season they're playing against another French team in AS Monaco. But PSG they've not been really impressive this season. Even the French Ligue 1 as well, they've been struggling. And then we thought that they were going to defeat Newcastle United last time out. They couldn't win that game. Now they're playing against Monaco. Do you think they will go past Monaco?
Well, PSG, they've won 4 games. They won 4 games in the league stage, and they drew just 2 games. And Monaco, they won 2, they drew 4. So you see, it's like a contrast of it. And on that strength, Monaco have themselves been doing very poorly this season, both in the league and in the Champions League. They were only fortunate to go through based on the number of draws that they racked up. So I think PSG are still a team to be in this competition. They're the current champion, and they're not the current champion for no reason in particular. But sometimes when you're playing against a team from the same league, it could prove quite tricky.
Yeah, definitely.
But then if they overcame Brest last season, and if they got a couple of their players back, I'm pretty sure they're going to breeze past AS Monaco.
Galatasaray up against Juventus. I mean, this is a game that is delicately poised. Both teams are almost at par this season, talking about their form in the UEFA Champions League. Galatasaray lost to Manchester City last time out, but for Juventus as well, they're not doing badly in the Italian Serie A, but they are not where they used to be, talking about the old ladies, Juventus. They're taking on Galatasaray. On paper, you expect Juventus to probably edge Galatasaray, but Galatasaray cannot be underrated. They've got Victor Osimhen in that squad. They've got Gundogan, who used to play for Manchester City. So this is a game that has all trappings of drama. It's going to be exciting, but do you think that Galatasaray can pull an upset against Juventus? Because this game, they are the underdog.
Well, in the context of this game, I think in the context of this game, this season, in the history of UEFA Champions League, they've played 6 times. They've met 6 times. Galatasaray have won twice. Juventus have only beaten them once.
Wow.
There have been 3 draws in between them. So I still think sometimes history has a way of giving you an edge. And if Juventus themselves too, if we have to be honest with ourselves too, they've not really been
impressive
this season. So and Galatasaray, they weren't impressive either in the Champions League. So it's going to be a really tight game, but in the end, I think history might still favor Galatasaray. So I'm sticking out for them.
Dortmund up against Ademola Lookman's Atalanta. Now, I don't even know what to say regarding this fixture. Both teams, Dortmund, Atalanta, they've got some quality players in their mix. Dortmund, they are playing at home first at the Signal Iduna Park before playing away to Atalanta in the second leg. But this game, what do you think? What do you make out of it?
In fact,
Dortmund, Atalanta.
Atalanta, they won 4 games, they drew 1 and lost 3 games in the league stage.
Wow.
While Borussia, they won 3, drew 2, and they lost 2 in the league stage too. So both of them, they
have this identical.
So it's like
both
of them are mid teams for now.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think over the years, this battle is going to be a battle of home games. It's going to be.
If you're able to do your job at home,
if you're able to do your
when you
job
go
at
from home, it becomes less tasking.
The Park Iduna Stadium has been.
Yeah.
It's one of these, it's one of the toughest stadiums you could go to play in Europe. And so I think Atalanta, they've got to really brace themselves up for what's coming, and they've been quite terrible in the league too. So sometimes some of these teams, the performances in the league, although you look at the Premier League, for instance, like Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool have been very poor in the league this season. No, they've been poor, not very poor. Tottenham have been very poor.
But they are doing
In
very
fact,
well.
Tottenham qualified as one of those automatic qualifiers.
Definitely.
The same as Liverpool. And then you look at Chelsea too. And then you look at Manchester. So you look, this team, say, so that's, I'm just trying to balance that. Sometimes the performance in the league may not transpose to what you have in UEFA competitions, but it's going to, one thing, Toby, is all of these qualifiers are going to be cracker games because you are seeing round of 16 knockout stages right in front of you. It's a step into the knockout stages, which is going to add a bit more of the fight and zest into the qualifier. So,
all right. The only English team in the playoffs, Newcastle United, they are playing away to Karabakh. I mean, on paper, that should be easy peasy for Newcastle United.
On paper, on the pitch of play,
that should be,
it's a walk
terms
in
of quality,
a stroll in the park for Newcastle United. If Newcastle don't manage to lose out to Karabakh, I think, like you always say, it's a jellyby offense for Eddie Howe. It's going to really diminish his status quo as manager. Some of the top teams have been courting him, they want him, but if he does manage, if Newcastle do manage to lose against Karabakh in this qualifying stage, it's going to really be a dent in their season, and no matter what they go to achieve from there, it's going to really be a huge stain. The fans will not be able to forgive them.
Yeah, definitely. See, Atletico Madrid up against Club Brugge. Now, if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I would have said, well, this game would be...
just
but
throw it up.
The Atletico Madrid this season, I don't even know what to describe them. I don't know how to describe them, rather. They've been consistently inconsistent. Games that you think that
they win, they lose.
The one that you think they lose, they win.
I don't know.
Just imagine they lost at home to
Bodo Glimt.
If they had won that game, they would have qualified.
They would have.
But they played against Club Brugge. Do you think they will go past Club Brugge?
Well, I think they will go past.
It's over 2 legs. So
it's over 2 legs. I think they will go past because but Club Brugge have been playing fantastic football this Champions League season. But sometimes, the fantastic one doesn't win. It's the one who knows the tactics that win. And that's what
this is a knockout
always
phase.
have with Diego Simeone. He always sets his team up to be so difficult to be. And they were very unlucky against Bodo Glimt. They're not going to be 2 times unlucky, I tell you.
Yeah.
So they're going to hedge it out against Club Brugge.
Bodo Glimt up against Inter Milan. I mean, Inter. They got to the final of the Champions League last season. They finished second up against Bodo Glimt. I mean, it's a match that... Bodo Glimt, they are no match to Inter Milan, to be honest. But do you think they can upset Inter Milan? Inter Milan that got to the final of the Champions League last season?
It's not about whether they got to the final of last season.
Yeah.
Or what? It's about the present. And at present, I think Bodo Glimt have been my team of the season so far in this Champions League.
Beating Manchester
City. They beat Man City last week, and then they followed that by they beat Man City at their home ground last week, and they followed that by beating Atletico Madrid at home.
Away.
They went away to Atletico Madrid and they beat them there. Those are 2 top teams. And I think those wins will do to them is boost their confidence.
So they think that they can beat any team.
But then, like you've been saying, it's a game of 2 legs, which may eventually prove to be costly for them. But I see them as a fearless team. They are a team that, and maybe that explains why they won. I think they won 3 games and lost about 2. They lost just 2 games, honestly, or 3 games. They lost 3 games. They won 3, they drew 3, and they lost 3. So I think that explains why they must have lost those 3. They are a fearless team. They are approaching. They don't like to sit back and defend. They try to get the game at you, which may prove to be at their advantage or disadvantage in the end. But I really would like to see them advance. In the end, football is not about what you really wish. It's about what really happens.
Before we do our calculation and permutation, let's talk about the last fixture here. Olympiacos up against Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen this season, they are not doing badly in the Bundesliga. Up against Olympiacos. On paper, they should also progress, but sometimes you don't know what these kind of fixtures, what they have for us. I mean, they're always very tricky.
As a matter of fact, it's only a point that separates them on the league. And Olympiacos, that they qualified was a miracle. They were down and out at a stage, and then they made it to
playoffs.
the playoffs. So it shows the fighting spirit. And they're not a team without history in the Champions League, UEFA Champions League. They've but for Bayern Leverkusen, I think that's another game that really might not give us much of a surprise. I think I'll see Olympiacos edge in the game.
Really? You think Olympiacos will beat Bayern Leverkusen?
I think they will beat Bayern
Over 2 legs?
Over 2 legs.
Wow.
Like over 2 legs. This is Europe. This is not German Bundesliga or the Greece League. This is Europe.
Okay, so I want you to tell me the teams that will go into the round of 16 now. Monaco, PSG.
PSG.
Galatasaray, Juventus.
Galatasaray.
Benfica, Real Madrid.
Benfica. SL Benfica.
Dortmund, Atalanta.
Dortmund.
Karabakh, Newcastle United.
Newcastle United.
Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
Bodo Glimt, Inter Milan.
Oh dear, I want Bodo Glimt to go.
But
realistically, Bodo Glimt.
Okay, Olympiacos, Bayern Leverkusen.
Olympiacos.
All right, do you agree with JJ? Because, I mean, how will you say
you have to agree with you.
Will beat Inter Milan? I mean, Inter Milan
if you've been watching Bodo Glimt now,
Inter Milan has
beat
got to the final.
Beat Atletico Madrid. Inter Milan is just going to be another game.
They might not be third time lucky.
They will be third time. In fact, they might go on to win the Champions League.
Okay, let's get your comments on our
They
comment
will win the
section.
Champions League.
Like, if you agree with what we have said, or if you have a contrary opinion, let's get your reaction. Of course, we'll be happy to read.
Please support Bodo Glimt too.
But the next time will come your way, I remain Toby.
JJ, subscribe please and hit the notification bell so you can get notification of our post. Thank you.